All right, guys, welcome back to another week of Loot the Universe. If you didn't know what this event is, basically on the various maps in Borderlands 3 right now, each week there's gonna be a new planet and a new DLC that gets increased legendary drop chances. So all the different maps have different legendaries that you can get when you go to them. So if you need like a god roll artifact for one of your builds, like say an icebreaker victory rush, this is a great time to do it. Jump in and I'm going to show you guys probably the best place to go to farm each of these different things. So a couple things you can do to increase your odds is, number one, you can get the Schluter. This is an artifact that you get from the vault cards, and it is from the vault card titled Welcome to Pandora. You activate this vault card and then you can redeem this thing for a Schluter. Now once you redeem the Schluter, you can redeem it again if you have enough keys. So in addition to the Schluter, you also want to go to the Borderlands Science Machine in Sanctuary. It's in Tannis's lab. As long as you have an active internet connection, play the Borderlands Science Machine. It actually helps real world science as well. But as you gather points in the Borderlands Science Machine, you can buy things like XP boosters and the butt stallion milk. Butt stallion milk is going to give you an increased loot chance for an hour. So put that thing on and you'll notice that your vending machines will be more lucrative. Enemies will drop more loot. So make sure you do that in conjunction with all this stuff. Another thing you should make sure you do is make sure you turn on the cartels event. This is available for everybody. Everybody has access to the cartels. Just go down here to where it normally will say events disabled, switch it over to the Revenge of the Cartels. This is going to spawn even more enemies in most of the areas. Sometimes you will need to save quit out your game to make it take effect. But when it works really well to give you even more enemies, which means even more loot. On Pandora in the droughts, it is assault rifles. But in addition to assault rifles, you can see that we also get artifacts. So that is your droughts this week. And this is, in my opinion, probably the best spot is where the demo skagons are. You're going to get those two every single time. Plus you might run into some chubby skags. Those guys will drop you some extra stuff. There's not a whole lot of badass areas on the droughts. So this is going to be my pick for this particular map. You could also climb the tower by doing the dump on dump truck mission, kill dump truck, then go to the demo skagons if you want. Pretty quick way to do assault rifles and artifacts. I will tell you this, spend your time in this area mostly concerned about artifacts because there's a better assault rifle location. We'll cover that here in just a minute. All right, moving on to Ascension Bluff. Now Ascension Bluff this week has rocket launchers. There aren't a lot of great base game rocket launchers that can world drop. I'm not talking about the backburners and the plague bearers, obviously. So the only things you're gonna find here are like Ruby's Wraths, Tunguskas, Scourge, things like that. Nothing too good to write home about. So I would skip Ascension Bluff this week. But if you do want to farm for rocket launchers, this is the area right in the spot leading up to Mouthpiece. Up next, we got Devil's Razor. Now on Devil's Razor, you're going to find submachine guns and class mods. Do not bother with submachine guns. Most of the base game submachine guns are terrible. That said, you could do something like the Sleeping Giant. It's not the worst. It's just not something that I would really write home about per se. In terms of the class mods, be on the lookout for the main ones: the Blastmaster, the Minesweeper for Moe's, Bounty Hunter, Cosmic Stalker for Flack, Executor, and Infiltrator for Zane, and mostly just the Phase Zerker for Amara. In my opinion, the best farming spot for this, for Devil's Razor, is going to be right where you fight Hot Carl. So basically you spawn in right at the Roland's Rest fast travel. You hang a hard left, you go along that path where you'd fight Hot Carl. You can see me doing the path in this video, and you get a lot of badasses in this area. So you're going to find a lot of class mods and obviously the SMGs, which aren't going to be that great. Up next, we got the Splinterlands, and on this one, you're going to get the sniper rifles. Now, in terms of sniper rifles, the only ones I'm going to tell you to worry about are realistically the Lyuda and maybe the Storm. The Storm's decent, but there's better options than both of those. So I really wouldn't spend a whole lot of time farming for snipers unless you're just like a completionist and you never got yourself a Lyuda before. Best farming spot for that is probably going to be in the encampment where you fight Road Dog, because not only will you have Road Dog, who can also drop you the Hellwalker while you're there, and that's going to be a better thing to get than most of the snipers in this game, but there's going to be a ton of badass enemies, so you're going to have pretty good odds of getting some stuff in there. Up next, we got Carnivora, and honestly, this first little area that you spawn into is probably going to be your best bet. I wouldn't bother like going too deep into the map, but in Carnivora you can get shotguns, and there are several really good shotguns in this game for base game that can world drop. You got the Butcher, you got the Hellwalker, you got the Trevinator, and you got the Lob. Bob. Now you can also do things like the TK's wave, which got a huge buff a while back. People don't seem to realize that the TK's wave is really good. The tidal wave, on the other hand, is not. It is garbage. Just the TK's wave. And also be on the lookout for the TK's shock wave and the TK's heat wave, because both of those are excellent as well, plus they're elemental. On the next map, which is Guts of Carnivora, and on this map you can get pistols and shields. The things to look for in terms of the pistols are the Maggie, the Royston's Thorn, and the 432% crit damage Unforgiven. Shield wise, go for like the stop gaps with like multiple rolls, maybe front loaders if you're into that, transformer shields if you don't already have those, but by and large the stop gaps the main thing to look for in terms of the shields. On to Conrad's Hold next, and we got assault rifles and grenades, and this is the map that I was telling you to do your assault rifle farming on, because on this map you just get to the middle area where you fight Sloth and Chunk, and in that area you're going to get a ton of badasses, plus you get Sloth and Chunk who can also drop the piss grenade. You're going to get a ton of assault rifles in here. I got several Shreddifiers, sickles. Look for the boom sickle, look for the super Shreddifier ×2, look for Rowan's Calls, Lucian's Calls, look for the Phasor. The Phasor as an assault rifle sucks, but its under barrel shotgun is godly. For grenades, look for the Mitosis Hex, the recurring Hex, look for a Mitosis Hunter Seeker or cloning Hunter Seekers. There's a lot to get here. Obviously, also if you're killing Sloth and Thunk, be on the lookout for the piss grenade, one of the best grenades in the game. Think of it as like a slag grenade from Borderlands 2. It's a way to debuff enemies so they take more damage. Onto the Cathedral of Twin Gods. On this map you got SMGs. Again, don't bother, but this right where you spawn in Cathedral of Twin Gods is going to be the best farming spot in case you do want to bother. Onto the DLC, you got DLC 6. Karass Canyon is actually considered part of this, and this is your best chance to get the company man. If you own DLC 6, Season Pass 2, or the Pandora's box, or whatever, you know, where you have everything, you can get the company man artifact. And normally you have to go kill like Hemovorous and Vermivorous to get this thing easily, but right now I got like 12 just doing one run through Karass Canyon. So lots of company men are dropping. For DLC 2, Guns, Love, and Tentacles, the Xylorgas part of this, you will get a ton of random DLC legendaries. Things are world dropping like crazy. The Little Yeti, the Unseen Threat, the Clairvoyance, the Frozen Devil, I believe. I know that the Soul Render's been world dropping with this. The best place to farm is a mock in Cursehaven. Go to Lantern's Hook, run across the bridge, up the hill, kill one enemy and trigger your Schluter, then kill a mock. You're going to get a ton of drops there. You can also end up getting Old Gods. Old God is one of the best shields in the game for Moze. Make sure you get one that has fire element for her. I do not have confirmation from anybody yet about the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge world dropping. I'm hoping that it does, but I haven't found one, and I haven't heard anybody else say that they found one, so I am highly doubtful that that thing's world dropping. That was like my big hope for that DLC for this week. This is a great chance to get class mods, artifacts, super Shreddifiers, boom sickles. There is a ton of things to chase, so go chase them. Happy hunting, Vault Hunters. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like this, hit the like button, hit subscribe for more Borderlands content. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.